Now, before we get into this entertaining video, we would just like to remind you to like and subscribe.
Yes, please do like and subscribe.
Sunflowers!
Hello, my little munchkins, crones, and sunflowers. How are you today? Well, I hope everything with you is copacetic. As we come to you this evening, we come to you with the grand news. Okay, people were calling me. Did you know? Do you know? I know. They was like, why you not? Because I like to get information.
That's true.
I like to, I got to listen to my favorite commentators. I got to listen to CNN. I got to call up a friend of mine that can't stay in with all CNN news, all MBS, and see what's going on above ground and underground when I'm going in. Now, This is a deep dive, but it's not that deep of a dive because you all know everything. And this is something that I'm going to follow. So this is the indictment that I said would happen. Did we call it? Mm-hmm. So he's finally indicted. The thing is, it took so long that I started saying,
I did too.
I started saying, is he going? I started feeling like maybe I was wrong. Maybe he'll get off. Maybe. That's how I started feeling. Mm-hmm. I mean, I knew he was going to be indicted. That I knew. But I started thinking maybe he's going to beat this thing. Maybe when they indict him, maybe. Okay. But the thing about this indictment is, he really thought that he was going to get off. He really thought, they'll let me off. Okay? Mm-hmm. But it didn't happen that way. The judge said no bail.
Yes, he did.
No bail. I know people don't like it when I say this, but I have to be true to me. Call me a criminal mind. I don't know. But for me, I would have gone. I would have went and stayed in someplace in Africa, someplace in China, someplace in, what is the other one? Russia. Oh, I would have got out of here. I would have gotten me like $5 million. This is me. I would have darkened my skin. I would have got out, I would have taken my plane. And everybody know that I'm going on a vacation. I would be gone for 2 weeks. And then I would plan, and then I would disappear off the face of the earth. That's what I would have done. I'm sorry, hate me. I mean, at least that's what I think I would have done. I mean, at least, you think. Maybe I wouldn't. Maybe I would be like Diddy. Maybe I'll be arrogant and narcissist and thinking, oh, I'll get off. My money will buy me. But that judge said, no, baby, you are a flight risk. However, I don't know how he is a flight risk when he could have been gone.
Yeah, he could have been gone.
He could have been gone. But I don't get that kind of reasoning. I don't. Do you know how many ministers, priests, rabbis, people that have done crimes and gone to other places to where they are enemies of where the United States is the enemy, and they've gone and stayed in these countries? It's no way I would have bailed. And I'm sorry, maybe this is inappropriate or whatever. I'm just giving news, and that's how I feel. Now, when the judge gave him no, he can't have no bail, that means he could be in there for 3 months. He could be in there for 6 months. He could be in there for a month when they come up with his trial date. Wow. See, that's what I'm saying. I don't know what this was. What do you think it was, baby Cole? Why do you think it was like that? And then read his indictments. Okay. You don't mind.
Honestly, I think it was just him. Honestly, if he did do the method that you said, he would have to go completely into obscurity. And I don't think he wants to let his image go.
Man, I would have lightened my skin. I would have gotten to another country that specialized in lightening. I would have lightened my skin. I would have, if I was him, I would have lightened my skin. And I would have, everybody know I'm gone, but I would have left and I wouldn't have told no one, not even my children. Not because I didn't want to, but because I wanted to spare them.
Yes. Mm-hmm. The less you know, the better. Sometimes
I would have told my mom, because that's only if my mother could hold water. I wouldn't tell my mother because my mother would tell my sister. She wouldn't keep it to herself.
No,
but I would tell you because I know you wouldn't betray me.
No.
I know that you wouldn't. I would tell Larry because I know he wouldn't betray me. Mm-mm. No, he would not, no. But I would not tell my mother. Not because she would tell the police, but she would tell my sister, and my sister probably would squeal. That's how I see it.
Mhm.
But that's the reason why I wouldn't have told my mom.
Yeah, they definitely.
Would you tell me?
Yeah, I would tell
I would
you.
never tell.
Yeah, I know you wouldn't.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, but you're definitely your side of the family do like to talk.
Okay. Oh, so they my family. They my people.
Yeah, they your peeps.
They're not your people. Okay. So my people does gossip. So no, I would not tell. Would you tell Linda?
That's a good one.
I don't know.
Sorry.
I don't know. That's a good thought.
That
but
is a
anyway,
good
we
thought.
sidetracking because it is heavy. This is just the lighter part of it.
Yeah,
so, baby Crone, I'm just saying, I'm challenging my thoughts. If I had a girlfriend, if I had a boy, I'm thinking I'm Diddy. If I had a girlfriend, I would, if she loved me more than anything, I would take her.
Yeah.
But I would go. I would become an enemy of the state, and I would go to one of the states where they can't touch me, and I would have gotten out. And I'm sorry, I would have gotten me somehow another $5 million out of. I would leave all the rest. I would have had a will written, everything, or staged my death or something. I would have done that, and I would have gone. I'm telling you, with that kind of money,
exactly,
it is no way. And in a sense, it is noble that he stuck around and he didn't run. Okay. That was noble of him. It was. And I'm not going to take that. But for me, I don't know if I would have been noble. I think the moment that video came out about her, me fighting her, beating on that woman, I would have been gone.
I would have been gone after you raided my house.
Oh, yes. But that was after the beating.
Oh.
Or was it? Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. So anyway, this is our opinion. You don't have to agree, but everybody talk about it. There's no commentator that you could go to overall.
That's true.
That's in the United States that is not going to talk about this. So we just put our little spins on it and what we think. So don't judge us because, you all know, I've said this to you so many times. I'm a type of person, I could be mad, but I can't stay mad long. I can't hold it. So for me, I feel sad for Diddy. And I know you all don't like it when I say it. He's a monster.
Definitely.
But he was a monster. I don't know what he is now.
True.
But a scared monster. But he was a monster.
Yes.
And what's the name of the girl who called him a monster first?
Oh, hold up. It's going to come to me. Jaguar Wright.
Jaguar Wright called him a monster. He's a monster. And the thing is, what about Jay-Z?
Exactly.
These are monsters. They were best of friends.
He's still.
And my thing is, if Diddy go down, you got to go after all of them. If they were, whoever was in it, white, black, Asian, Mexican, Chinese, Japanese, you name it, they all need to go down. That's how I feel. But I think to put one thing on one man.
Yes, especially being an example.
Heads are going to roll when it goes to court. We're going to be all up in this, So I'm excited about it, So go ahead. So this is his indictment. So let's listen.
Yes. Okay. So here it says in the overview of the court hearings from today. For decades, Sean Diddy, AKA, I'll put the list right here. You can see all the nicknames that he has been called. The defendant has abused, threatened, and coerced women and others around him to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. To do so, Combs relied on the employees, resources, and influence of the multifaceted business empire that he led and controlled, creating a criminal enterprise whose members and associates engaged in and attempted.
Did they say associates? Read that again. Associates?
Yep. Criminal enterprise whose members and associates.
Members and associates.
Yes.
Members. So is that saying he wasn't alone?
Yeah, he was not alone.
He was not alone.
No, he wasn't.
Okay. Oh, here's gonna roll.
Oh, yes.
If it was me and I had any parts of it, I'd be like this. I might flee the country.
Exactly. You saw Jay-Z
I'd be like this.
in other countries.
Honestly, can I tell you how I'd be? I'd be like this. That's how I would be. I know I would be. I would be shooketh to the roof, beyond the earth. I would be done. To be confined, and I don't like confinement. You're talking about a person who can't even wear a cast for 2 weeks. I have taken cast off my body. I can't be confined. I don't like it. And being in a prison, my freedom gone. Y'all know. That seems sweet to me. I don't know. And I'm being honest.
Fair enough.
This is what it is. If you can't do the time, don't do the crime.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I flee from evil.
Yes. And those crimes are either those members and associates have engaged.
So he was not alone.
Nope.
He was not alone.
Yep. Engaged in.
Woo, let this empire come down.
Yes.
Ooh. I just want to know who all in it. I want them all.
Real.
Females, I don't care. I want this to stop. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, baby.
It honestly does. And attempted to engage in, among other crimes.
He was not alone.
No, not alone.
This is what the indictment says.
Yes, this is what the indictment says.
Woo, they must got something. They must got something. He can't be the only one go down.
Okay, I'm not sure if we can exactly say this word. So,
well, R. Kelly was the first. So.
Yes. So the first crime of many crimes is trafficking, kidnapping, forced labor, apparently arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice, which is another reason why he does not get bail.
And not meaning being abusive,
Yep,
beating, dragging, pulling, threatening. And they said that that there was somebody that was there and saw the beatings, but when they questioned her, Diddy had called her so much that she had, when it came time, she did not ever see anything. So they putting him in too, so he won't be able to go up against obstruct justice by calling people and harassing them. Can you imagine? You know he could probably get a hitman.
Exactly.
But he probably set that thing in motion. I see, I got a criminal mind. I don't even want to think of me that day. Because to me, I'm sorry, but if I got to go down, y'all going with me. I'm sorry.
Oh yes, and racketeering.
I'm sorry, racketeering. Right, that's right. Yep. I feel bad. I feel bad. I guess doing all those crimes are horrible. But to beat, to coerce, to manipulate,
to drug,
and possible murder, you're a monster. So you could be a person that does wicked things, but don't have to be a wicked person. You don't have to treat people as if they're inhumane.
Yes.
You treated people as if they less than human. In other words, he treated people as if they had no breath of life in them.
Yes.
That he treated people like they were dead. Because he intimidated them with fear.
Yes.
And fear paralyzes. And in that case, he's a monster. And I feel bad that such a powerful black man, powerful, could have done great exploits.
Could have.
And now you're going under the jail. You will die there. You will. And I am sad to see that. I am sad, but that goes to show you crime never pays. Sooner or later, what you do in the dark will come to light, even if it's 30 years, 40 years later. But that's how the devil works.
Yeah.
Promise you the world. Promise you everything. Give you everything. Let you live a life of ease for 30 years. You soaring to the top. You doing everything. Living your life of being a local baby. And then 30, 40 years when you old, Satan come and say, hey, I want your soul. What do you mean? It's time for you to pay up.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean? It's time for you to pay up. What do you want? I want your soul. What do you mean? Either you going to prison, you going in my prison, or whatever. But I want your soul. So it's pay up time.
Mm-hmm.
And anybody that has been tangled.
Yes, those associates.
I want to know who the associates are. And that's the one thing I've always maintained. He was not alone. And that's why I just think just because Jay-Z is married to Beyonce, and Beyonce has been known to be tangled up in this too.
Uh-huh.
Her hands have known to got little blood stains on it too.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not saying it, but I'm just saying they all was in cahoots together, people. You know these things. I'm not saying that I hate Beyonce or anything. Be lenient on her for God's sake, because she was young and she got hooked up with a monster.
I wonder, how do you think the Kardashians are feeling right now? Because you remember how Kim suddenly dropped Diddy on social media right before his house got raided.
I don't know. This is what I do think. I think those that have money, they're going to be able to get out.
Okay.
Those that maybe struggle, going to be the fall guys. But we'll see.
Okay.
Because if they indict a woman, I'm too fit to be tied. I would think that if a woman is involved and she gets indicted, I think that would be fair play.
Yes, it would be
for
fair.
Anybody that was involved in this.
Yes.
Anybody. If they are alive, and if they did, their names need to be mentioned.
Yes.
That's how I feel. But to see this thing finally happening, I knew that there were going to be an indictment. I felt that this was going to, there's no way around it. But now, do I think that he is going to get out? No. My thing is, I'm sorry, guys. I would have fled the country. I would have did a Russell Simmons. I would have left. What was that man that your father said he moved to Armenia that got caught up in a whole lot of crime? And he went to Armenia. Was it Armenia? Did he say Armenia?
I thought
when never mind. Forget about it. Because you can't look it up and find out his thought, what he said. But go ahead.
Right. All I will say, it was definitely a European country. I want to say it could have been Armenia, it could have been Russia.
No, he didn't say Russia.
Okay.
It wasn't Russia. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't go to Russia because that's cold.
Mm-hmm.
No, there got to be other countries that don't deal with the United States. There has to be. I would have became a fugitive of the United States of these Americas, and I would have left. I would have, and I'm sorry, I would have, because it's horrible. You getting me on crimes that was 20, 30, 40, I don't know, 30 years old. I mean, that's a lot.
Yeah, and then he still pleads guilty. I mean, yes, I understand why he would plead
Of
guilty
course.
if it's old in the years, but you did the act. So
if you want to stick around, right? If you want to stick around, be honest. Because for what reason stick around?
That's true.
Was it just the arrogance? Was it just the fact that he said, I'll get off of it? I never been able to understand. I'm not saying that I'm just saying that there was a lot of ways. This is what I look at. So this is what I think about.
And I'm sure he thought about those.
That's where I'm at. I'm a spiritualist. So I look at the soul part of things. I'm a soul person. That's why we're an esoteric station. I look at the spiritual side of things. You can look at the outer side, but I look at the inner person. And then the inner person, this is why when you see me, this is why we always talk about the spiritual side of things, the inner person, the inner working. This is what our readings are about. The inner workings, at least for me. Baby Crone is getting there. But I read on the soul of a situation.
Yes,
what's going on a spiritual realm, the realm that you can't see.
Mm-hmm.
See, so when I'm speaking about Diddy, I think that he thought, maybe if I stay around, it's going to prove I'm not guilty. And it's going to prove that I'm standing up and I'm owning it, so I'll get off. I don't know if that's what he's thinking because I don't understand a criminal mind.
Right. Even though there was some video evidence.
I just know a scared mind. And my mind would have been so scared. I would have had the shakes. I would have been like Cain. The Bible said that Cain, God put a mark on Cain, a mark that anybody seeing him would want to take vengeance out on him sevenfold. Cain said, oh God, Jehovah, Hashem, this is more than I can handle. This is more than I can bear. So God put a mark on him. And I truly believe one of the marks was, and tainting in the mark was, he was a nervous wreck all the time.
Okay.
That when people seen him, he was just always shaking, just scared. Can you imagine seeing the Almighty?
That's true.
And he spoke and condemned you? I believe he left him with rattling bones. That anybody seen him, he just stood out. What? Paranoid. I truly believe that. What do you think? Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's how I see that. Now, it may not be that, but that's how I see it. One of the conditions is that he was a rattler. Can you imagine? Even if you're sitting around someone and they twitching and nervous, you start wondering what's wrong with you.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Bible said that, that when he said, anybody see me, they're going, no. So maybe he put that mark on people from the poor, nervous wreck. What did you do? So anyway, I just feel as though that Diddy didn't accept the mark. And now he's scarred. He's been branded. Okay. He could have got a mark, but now he's branded by the United States. That's and true. The United States waited patiently. What is the name of that company that took him down?
Oh, Homeland Security.
Homeland Security took him down. I'm telling you, if Homeland Security come knocking at your door, be afraid. Be very afraid, because they don't play. Mm-hmm. And you know what? They gave him plenty of opportunities. It wasn't like they nailed this. They did this. And I have to wonder, do they have other people too? Because they got a lot of those places. They got guns that have been scratched off, marks. We don't know what they had, but did he know? He know where he stored his stuff.
Mm-hmm, he does.
He know. Not me. Right. I would have had my stuff in storage somewhere.
I would have stored evidence.
I would have stored evidence in a storage under an assumed name. Mm-hmm. I just look at movies. Just don't blame me. This is me looking at this is why I don't really like looking at murder movies and killing. This is why, because I be getting thoughts. So this is why I don't look at them. I don't. So I try not to do it.
No, you do not.
Because I be getting a criminal mind, and I don't like it. I don't like having a criminal mind. So all the things I say is because I have had a criminal mind. I've never been arrested, locked up. Well, I was locked up one time for something real tiny, but I turned myself in, and that was gone. That wasn't no big deal. I didn't even serve time. That just was a couple of hours. That was it. And they were so sweet to me. They was really, really young. I was like in my 20s. I didn't steal. It wasn't anything like that. It was that my boyfriend and I was having an argument at the time, and I called the police. So when the police came, I felt like the police was just more partial to what he said. So I left, and it was a female cop. I'll never forget. It was a black female cop, and she didn't like me. She didn't like. I called though, but she didn't like me. So she said that if I don't something, she was going to arrest me. So I was like, okay, fine. And I left. And so when I came back home, they said that they're going to arrest you. And so I went in and turned myself in, and it was kicked out of court. And it was kicked out on the court because they said I called the police and justice wasn't served for me. Mm-hmm. That's what the judge said. It wasn't who called me. And I felt justice wasn't served for me because the woman took more on his side. Yeah. She was a black female cop. I'll never forget it. And it wasn't anything. I was out that day. I didn't say no time. And I was nobody fed me a little lunch. I didn't eat it. But it was nothing. I was like right there where you could see everybody. Mm-hmm. What do you think about that? Scary.
Yeah, it just sounds scary.
But it made me at that moment, and plus I turned myself in. I didn't. And it made me, it happened on a Sunday in the summertime. And it made me this is not my life. This could not be me. I don't like being in a place where I can't get out. So that made me realize that then, even though I wasn't in there no time at all, you know. So anyway, that's my story. So this is where I come and I look at things and I come from that point of view. I just feel as though for me, death would be better. I couldn't live my life like that with all women. I don't know.
Fair enough.
Is that fair?
Yeah.
Is that too much? Did I say too much?
No, I'm curious because if it wasn't his ego and him just...
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what it was.
The only other thing I think it could be is that maybe somehow this might be some form of ritual he has to go through. And maybe he has some backing. They're just like, all right, if you go through this, maybe we'll get you out as long as you just...
I don't think he's going to get out.
Not get out, but maybe lessen it. Maybe he won't have to do life. Maybe he'll have to do minimum of 15 years.
No way. We'll see. But I don't know. I think they're going to put him in and lose the key. They did it with R. Kelly. So,
Yeah, right.
It's no way he can walk.
Another one bites the dust.
Another one bites the dust. And another one's gone. Another one bites the dust. I just feel like it's such a travesty. It really is.
Yeah.
Because it just doesn't affect him. It affects his mother, his children,
yes,
his friends, his family.
Yes.
It's just not him. But you got to pay the time when you do crime. And he was a monster.
He was.
He was. And no matter how much he tries to make himself look like he's the good guy, he was a monster. And I mean, I respect that he never tried to run.
That's true.
I respect that.
He had plenty of time.
But I respect that he stood and was facing the music. I respect that out of anything. But
you had to go around, then turn him around, plead not guilty.
He's a better man than I would have been a woman, because I know I would have shook so bad that I would have left. It would have been no way that I could. I would take my chances living in another country.
Okay.
Than to stay here and go and be behind the walls. That's why I say I try to stay away from trouble. I don't need it. I don't want it. I don't want to be involved in anything wicked. Don't come to me. I want to live my life as a good person. I do not want it. And if money caused that, you can keep it.
Okay. Fair enough.
You can keep it.
You need your own peace of mind.
I need my peace. I don't want to have to be looking over my shoulders. And they arrested him in Manhattan at a hotel. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, they said he was doing crimes out of New York and California.
Yes.
Right? And maybe even in Florida. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
Because that's where they raided one of his houses in Florida and in California.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else you guys say, Big Con?
That was pretty much it for what was going on in his case.
That's it. That's all we got.
Yes.
I make it personal because I just try to understand the mind of a criminal.
Oh, I definitely get it. It's fascinating.
It's fascinating. And I'm a female, so I don't know what it's like to be a male. So I'm just trying to look at this and just try to see. And you follow me. I already told you I would have been a flight risk. But at this point, I give him credit for not running.
Yes.
And I give it to him based on the fact that I would have been gone. I know me enough because fear would have gripped me so hard. And I know a lot of you out there identify. And so many people, we don't even know. So many people have left the country because they didn't want to do the time.
Yep, that's true.
And they started off in other countries and made a new life. Russell Simmons won. And there are places you can go in Africa where the United States, you don't have no jurisdiction. A lot of countries you go to, they're going to send you right back. But there are places you can go that they don't deal with the United States. And you get there in that country, you become free.
Even though I know Canada is one of... Okay.
No.
Because I know Canada is having problems with immigration just like the United States is.
Yeah. So no. Canada will send you back. No.
Okay.
No. Certain parts of Africa will send you back too, but no. So that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
I hope
Y'all
you
heard it
enjoyed
here.
it. You heard it first. So yes, he got indicted. It was yesterday, which was on Monday. It was the 16th. It was the 16th of September.
Yeah, talk about
A day he'll always remember. Yes, he will.
for real.
Because that was the day that they took his life.
Honestly, for real.
His life is gone. His life is gone.
Mm-hmm.
The government got him now, and they not gonna let him go. He is too much of a flight risk. It's no way I would let him out of my clutches. I don't think that he'll ever see the light of the sun beaming on his skin again free. I don't think so. Because at this point, he becomes a flight risk.
Yes.
And it's no way I would let him out. And I know when they go, and it's going to court soon, and when it go, I know they're going to find him guilty on something.
Oh,
yes. It ain't, even if it's just the fact, even though that beating happened years ago, and they can't get him on that because that's true. Old.
Right,
but they got him on some whole lot of other, they got him on some other jizz. And I'm telling you, this man, I don't think he's going to see the light of day. And I feel for his daughters, his sons, his mother, his father, his family, anyone that's alive. I just feel sorry.
Yeah.
His friends. This is a travesty in the Crones family. Mm-hmm. And even though we rejoice, that is somebody's son.
That's true.
That is somebody's father. Mm-hmm. You understand? That's somebody's friend. That's somebody's lover. And so when they go down, everybody who's connected heart to heart fall with these people.
Yeah.
So again, if you don't want to do the time, please flee from the crime.
Yes.
Run from evil. Sustain from wickedness. Mm-hmm. It's not worth it. And if you say, I don't agree, look at R. Kelly. And now Diddy. Mm-hmm. That's all I got to say. Yeah. And on my last thing, I commend him for not running.
Yes, that's true.
I commend him for that. You know? But now that the government got him, they'll be a fool to let him out. What do you think?
Mm-hmm, most definitely they would be.
Because fear has really gripped in. And even though he was willing to sell anything to get out, any and everything, mm-hmm. the judge said, no. You should have thought about all that before you came in, bro. Mm-hmm. But now, no.
You and our
and I don't think he's going to see the day of light. Do you?
No.
So that means from the day of he will stay in jail until the day it goes to trial, or before they have the first hearing, and then they'll determine where does it go. Does it go? What court does it go to? When all that determined, he's going to have to stay in jail to all of that until the day of his sentence. Yeah. And that means they're going to sentence him for what and how long is unclear.
Yes.
Many people are thinking 100 years. I don't know, but I assure you, his time has already started.
That's true.
Because I don't think they're going to let him go. And with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this. I know we didn't come yesterday because, I like to be able to talk free. You have anything to add? Take away?
Yeah, the last thing I would just like to add is that maybe that's why they let him be a little bit more free. So they're just like, enjoy your freedom before we take it from you.
They didn't take it. He took it. He just got caught. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, we hope you enjoyed this here, our thoughts on the situation, on the Diddy. I hope that you subscribe or thumbs up or leave a comment. If you have any comments, if you don't like what I said, hey, I get it.
Start comment.
You can start it. I'm just saying where I am. I was just taking on a criminal mind, and I just realized my mind ain't criminal. I'm feminine. I'm scaredy cat. But I wouldn't do the crime.
Exactly.
It ain't worth it for me. So with that being said, we thank you for joining us. Really, we do. And we hope you enjoyed this video of the Diddy and his indictment. And with that, we say to you, please thumb us up. Yes. If you haven't subscribe, please do. And if you have a comment or you want to leave a statement, please do. I do watch and I do respond. And with that being said, you have a glorious night. Peace to you.
Sunflowers.